Welcome to Tech Sips with Nadina, where bold ideas brew and digital strategies simmer to perfection. I'm your chief strategy architect, here to guide you through the caffeine-charged world of CRM, IT, and yes, what I playfully call digit transformation. Think of it as a bite-sized tech wisdom, like the perfect espresso shot to kickstart your digital journey. Welcome back to the Essential Toolkit series. If you're new here, let's get caught up. In our previous episode, CRM Overview, we demystified the world of CRM. You know, those customer relationship management systems that have the potential to break your growth strategy or make it. We ditched the buzzwords and focused on why your CRM is more than just a fancy contact list. It's your keys to unlocking the hidden insights that drive smart decisions for long-term success. All right, on to today's topic, features that matter. Most of you know about that Eisenhower matrix, that 2x2 grid that helps us do decision making. It divides tasks into urgent and important, and those less impactful categories. Well, a truly powerful CRM should reflect the same focus, empowering you to handle what's urgent, build on what's important, and ditch the rest. So today, what we're going to do is map specific CRM features directly to the Eisenhower quadrant with some examples and some other sprinkles of wisdom. So, what will we be covering? We will be covering the urgent and important or do category, features that act as force multipliers from automated alerts to prioritized dashboards, saving you from missed opportunities and cost delays. We'll look at our not urgent and important or schedule category, and this is where we're strategic with our CRM. We're looking at relationship tracking. We're looking at intel from our competitors and the data that fuels those long-term moves that pay off. Then we'll move into our urgent and not important or delegate category. This is where we're going to expose those things that are really taking up our time and let our CRM handle it for you. And we'll round it off with our not urgent and not important, where we give ourselves the permission to say no. How your CRM will also help you back it up. We'll debunk reports, stale leads, and energy drainers that masquerade as work. Think of this episode as your guide to demand more from your CRM. And with that, let's get started. In our roles, time waste is revenue lost. A top performing CRM should act as your force multiplier for handling urgent tasks. So if we take away the jargon and we focus on what matters, these are the key features across any CRM that should be highlighted. Automated reminders. When it comes to automated reminders, we want to be able to, well, it's in the name, automate. So from a retail perspective, you never want to miss a critical inventory restock alert. So you will want to automate follow-ups, be able to send key automations to those customers to recover potential revenue. Or let's take healthcare. When managing patient appointments, reminder sequences to reduce your no-shows and optimizing scheduling. Automate compliance deadlines, reminders for certifications. Then we have our real-time alerts. We want to ensure that we're getting those notifications within the CRM as it's happening. In a financial industry, it might mean getting high-value prospective engagements or unusual spending patterns that could indicate potential fraud. From a manufacturing perspective, it might mean receiving alerts when critical supply thresholds are reached, preventing costly production delays. We want to prioritize dashboards, track churn risk indicators in real time, immediately see which high-value subscribers are approaching renewals, or enable proactive retention efforts. From a real estate perspective, surface hot leads based on property inquiries and monitor agent performance on key closing tasks. And of course, or mobile access. So from a field service perspective, empower sales reps or your technicians to update things like job status, access customer histories, and generate their reports on site, improving efficiencies and client trust. From a construction perspective, project managers would use this to approve change orders, access blueprints, and check material delivery status on the go, minimizing delays. And who could forget our integrations? In our e-commerce world, we want seamless inventory updates between your CRM and your online store so that we can prevent overselling and disappointing our customers. From our nonprofit perspective, donor data should flow effectively between your CRM and fundraising platform, ensuring accurate reporting and targeted campaigns. When evaluating your CRM, or if you're considering a new one, demand quantifiable results. Ask your team or ask yourself how much potential revenue is saved by automated reminders. How many new deals are closed due to real-time alerts? A CRM isn't about just the fancy features, it's about driving those key values, and your clock is ticking. Tick tock. Now that we've conquered the urgent side of the Eisenhower matrix, it's time to get into the not urgent and important, or the scheduling part. And this is where your CRM is your strategic advantage. True executive success lies in that important quadrant, those strategic moves that pay off big over time. Now, too often, CRMs are viewed as reactive tools when in fact they can be where you build your long-term competitive edge. So here are the things that you should focus on from a feature perspective. Relationship tracking. Dive into how your CRM can track interactions beyond just sales opportunities. Long-term conversation. Note client interests outside of their core business and track long-term nurture strategies. This is how you would build deep client relations based on not just insight and leave the guesswork out of it. Then we have our competitive intelligence. CRM as a place to house marketing trends, competitor moves, notes on where the gaps exist that your company could fill. Discuss how this builds into proactive strategic planning. And of course, from a sales perspective, pipeline analysis. Beyond your current quarter's deal, a well-structured CRM can provide predictive analytics for future resource allocation, skill set needs, and identifying underserved client segmentations. What does this look like from an industry perspective? Well, in healthcare, we would track referral sources, identify high potential specialties, and analyze patient retention to inform long-term expansion plans. And of course, in finance, this would be detailed client profiles facilitating upselling, cross-selling, and identifying niche product development opportunities. It's your business intelligence asset in the making. Ask yourself, if I had to make a critical 5-year decision right now, could my CRM supply me with enough data for confidence? If not, it's not about adding more features, it's about using the ones you have with a strategic mindset. So, we've talked about time saving, urgencies, and strategic long plays. Now, let's tackle the productivity killer that disguises itself as both that urgent and not important quadrant, or as I like to call it, the delegate quadrant. So, you know those tasks that scream for your attention, yet somehow leave us feeling drained instead of accomplished. That's often a sign your CRM isn't working for you. So let's start with delegation. Identify the culprits. Discuss common, urgent, yet unimportant tasks. Think about manual data entry, repetitive follow-up, low-level troubleshooting. After we have our habit spotlight, let's start with bad habit spotlight number 1, or spreadsheet hoarder. We all love a good spreadsheet until they multiply and you can't remember which version is the real one. If you find yourself exporting CRM data just to manipulate it, stop. There's likely a reporting feature or dashboard view you haven't discovered yet. And now, bad habit spotlight number 2. It's faster if I do it myself. This is especially tempting with minor tech issues, but if you consistently find yourselves troubleshooting, let's say client logins or fixing formatting, that's an urgent task begging to be delegated. Your CRM should provide a way to log even the smallest help requests, making it visible to your team or IT support. As in conclusion, your CRM should be seen as a delegation tool when necessary. Things like entries or tags and task assignment features are commonplace features for any CRM and allows for smooth handoff and minimizing back and forth and wasted executive time. And we talked a bit about that automation early on. We want to ensure that we're using our built-in tools and highlighting even simple opportunities where automation is necessary. Again, appointment reminders, email sequences, and reorder alert. Many CRMs are being underutilized with these simple built-in features. And also, let's put on our creative thinking. If it's repeated more than twice, should it be automated? Encourage your team to think outside the box about tasks that they assume must be manual. And remember, for good automation to happen, you have to have a good foundation. So really work and ensure that these tasks that you're going to automate are repetitive and can be handed off with all the right steps. Now, from an industry perspective, let's just use retail as an example. What we would automate here is low inventory alerts to floor managers, freeing up executives from having to constantly ask what are our inventories, delegating customer service inquiries that can be resolved with a template to team members tracking within the CRM. This gives us a very good self-service approach and allows our team to focus on more critical tasks. True urgency should be empowering. If a CRM task leaves you feeling frazzled and depleted, it's not about your time management skills, it's about the system. It's time to reclaim your focus by teaching your CRM to handle that busy work so you can handle the business. Okay, we've covered the obvious productivity drain. Now let's get real about those tasks that aren't urgent and aren't necessarily important. Yet, they linger. These are the CRM culprits that sabotage your big picture thinking. And it's time to give yourself the permission to say no, or the permission to say not now, and let your CRM back you up for those tough decisions. How can we do this? Well, visualizing the stale efforts. Let's look at lost deal patterns. With a simple report by close loss reason, we can see some objectives that are being repeated. It might suggest a product tweak, or maybe it suggests a shift is needed. What about those dormant leads? Focusing on setting visibility parameters within your CRM, let's say leads with no interaction in 6 months, gets a specific tag. Discuss in your business process how to review these periodically, and then let's put a framework in place so that we have a clear outcome on how to handle these specific leads. Now, what about our draining clients? Well, this really comes down to time versus revenue. Some clients may occupy a disappropriate amount of executive time related to their actual revenue generation. The CRM should make this easy and visible. What about those actionless reports? Reports everyone asks for, yet rarely result in meaningful change. Or time sinking investigation, where somebody might say they need a one off analysis that derails the whole day. Hey, can you pull a report on how many leads we've had in the open stage? Your CRM can store recurring reports and templates for future use. Let's train the users so that they have access to this data within reason and ensure that they can pull some of this data themselves. Because we all know there are zombie reports that are running around in the CRM. Picture it now. There are those reports from other departments that they insist on, and you know which departments I'm talking about. The ones where the intricate spreadsheet outline, let's say, engagements, or we have color-coded volume charts. And then the second you hand them over, they vanish into the void. We've pulled that data and we no longer know where it's being tracked. So there's two approaches we can take here. We can be pragmatic. We can focus on streamlined recurring data exports for the least painful handoff as possible. Or if that very specific department insists on their format and you spend hours creating it, offer to teach one of their team members how to pull that raw data on a limited access dashboard instead, shifting the workload subtly and reframing the situation. Your CRM should be a source of clarity, not a never-ending to-do list. Sometimes the most strategic use of this tool is identifying what warrants a decisive no or a not right now. Clearing that mental clutter, including those report requests that serve no real purpose, is essential for those important moves that will actually propel your business forward. And that's your feature-filled brew. CRM selection isn't about the shiniest system, but finding the ones with the seamless alignment with your revenue targets and your growth vision. Next time, we'll explore the metric side, ensuring your CRM investment delivers. So, raise your mug to the future. Let's clink virtual teacups and savor the sweet digital success. Subscribe to Tech Sips with Nadina, and together we'll craft your future one strategic blend at a time.